life today, baby. It's Wednesday, 7:30 morning show. What is up, everybody? I know it's been like a week, and I apologize greatly. I've had to run around and take care of some things for school and other matters that can't be talked about. But what is going on? I know y'all missed me. I know y'all been waiting. Of course, I got some extravagant and excellent things to share with you guys. What should be the topic of the day? My topics of the day usually incorporate my current events, not like what's current in the world, but like what's going on with me, like whatever I'm watching, or maybe something I hear on the radio, or something along those nature. What the heck, my girl's walking with a blanket. Why would she not just have a coat on? That made no sense at all. Anywho, so I've still been on my documentaries lately. Still been on documentaries lately. And I find it very interesting that there's so many drug documentaries, like documentaries about drugs, basically how you can cook them up and rework drugs and re-rock crack cocaine and to get where you need to be, and heroin and all this stuff. I'm just like, now, if I wasn't wise or was fresh out of options, I can legitimately probably take these documentaries and make something out of myself in the drug world, if that makes sense. They basically tell you where to find the Mexican cartels or the connects and the routes and blah blah blah. I'm just like, is this information getting put out there? I'm not gonna say to get stupid people to sell drugs and possibly get caught up and go to jail, because there's always different circumstances that people have to start selling drugs. But if I'm basically putting out a guidebook on how to sell drugs and where to find these drugs at, am I influencing the youth of my country? So I used to live in Japan, and I noticed on Netflix, on Japanese Netflix, they didn't really have documentaries like that on there. And I find it very interesting that it's just readily available and just out there for us over here in America. So last night I watched my same, well actually it's two different drug documentaries that I watched. And this one had Dallas as the area that they were looking into, Dallas, Texas. And they were following three people. One who was already like a OG, run his own trap house, yada 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 yada. One dude started out as a YG, as a young gangster. He's like, oh man, you follow the guidelines, you follow the code, you can rank up and get to the top. Like, man, I started off as a G, YG, and then my OG put me in charge of his trap house, and then he got his G status, which is a gangster. And then, like, later on in the episode, I'm not sure how far along they followed this dude, but he got bumped up to OG and ran his own trap house and got him like a 3-bedroom apartment and things like that. If I talk about following the blueprint a lot in my videos. Like, there's blueprints of becoming successful out in the world, but people fall victim of the fast money and following that blueprint to selling drugs. If it works for you, it works for you. You may get caught, you might not get caught. In the same documentary in Baltimore, dude sold drugs for 30 years. He said that he made millions and millions of dollars. But why would you want to get yourself involved with somebody? These Mexican cartels are saying, oh yeah, we'll front you the product because we know where you stay, we know where your relatives stay, and excuse me, and they're talking about, yeah, we're gonna front you, we know where your people stay. Does that not, like, in the back of your head, scare the crap out of you, just knowing if for whatever reason you late, or you got some young Thundercats out there trying to make a name for themselves, they steal your product, and you still got to come up with the money? Now you putting your family and your relatives at risk? Like that doesn't. I know a lot of drug dealers. I mean, I know a lot of gang members and things like that. What goes through y'all head? Like, so along with that, dealing with Mexican cartel, depending on how big of a drug dealer you are, you had these young Thundercats, man, about the age of 16 to about 22, and they called themselves renegade gangsters. They didn't follow no gang code. They just was out there jackboying, out there robbing anybody. They didn't care. They don't care who they rob. They don't care whose stuff they take. And so the YG dude, the young gangster who was in charge, who moved up to G and the OG, like, man, I don't understand why people do that. They out there trying to make a name for themselves in a negative way. And that's gonna get you obviously not trusted by a lot of people. It's so complicated. Like me, sitting there trying to understand where they're coming from, but I'm not in that situation, so it is what it is. And then so the two gentlemen who were part of the renegade gangsters, he said that he had no money, so he went out and robbed this lady because it was his niece's birthday. And he said he never usually robs ladies, and as he had the gun to her, I don't know, I guess he had like an epiphany or something, and it was just like, look, I only want money. It's my niece's birthday, and I'm trying to get her something for her birthday. And he said later on, after he robbed that lady, he went back home and cried. And me in my head, I'm just like, that's what you do for a living. Now you having a conscience about robbing this lady. It's like, oh yeah, that could be my aunt, my sister, my aunt, grandmother, something like that. And he said a week later, karma came back to him, and some dude had his grandma at gunpoint and robbed her. Had his grandmother at gunpoint and robbed her. Luckily, his grandmother gave the people what they wanted, and she was there. She still lived it, she lived another day and everything. But why do we not have the same compassion to men? Like, you a young man yourself, like what if somebody holding a gun to your nephew or your uncle, your brother? Is because you're a man, you're supposed to be better equipped to protect yourself? Or what? I don't really understand, like, our mindset behind that. And it kind of made me upset, man. It's just like, you okay robbing a dude, somebody who probably worked hard for what they earned, but you're not okay with robbing a woman. And I'm not saying that I'm not saying that like I'm an equal opportunist robber, like everybody can get robbed, but it took that for that young man to realize what he was doing was wrong. So he tried to go back to selling drugs, but at that point he already robbed everybody, so everybody don't want to really deal with him. And at the end of the episode, he's like, man, don't y'all get caught up in this game, and y'all go to college, y'all stay in school. Like, we all make choices in life. Don't fall victim to the wrong choice that you make. I tell that to my brothers and sisters, man. Like my actual blood brothers and sisters. You all gonna be, at some point in your life, you're gonna have to make an important decision. Make the best choice for you, because you're gonna have to live with that for the rest of your life. That can be a choice of hopping in the car with your friend and you know they got drugs, or you know that they are well embedded in the drug activity. You give them a ride, and because it's your car, you going to jail because he don't want to go to jail for his drug. Y'all have to be smarter than that and not fall victim to it. Because I can tell you right now, the police ain't gonna care if it's his drugs or your drugs. If it's your car, you going to jail. Make important decisions in life. Make the best decision. You might not know what the best decision is right then and there. I was gonna say use common sense, but don't fall victim to peer pressure, man. Live your life. I'm sorry, man. I got on a little soapbox for a minute. That's how much that documentary had me like upset, man. Because at the end of the episode, he can't make no money from selling drugs. Golly. 16 was the youngest dude age who's out there robbing people. I went to school with people doing the same thing, got locked up. 10 years. Please, please, please. 2 Chainz said, if you're doing something that's gonna make your parents bury you, no parents should have to live with that, man. Y'all please, if y'all follow me, do me a favor and live to be old, man. Live to be successful. If y'all need help getting in contact with somebody, let me know. Like I said, I'm trying to start me a little business. You can come work for me as long as you ain't out here stealing from me. I won't have to break you off, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, man, enjoy y'all week. Peace.